end, but they are ruthless, hungry and in power again.
What the fuck is up, gamers? Welcome to Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, the #1 leftism podcast made by, for, and of the terminally online. I'm Sarah, aka Pete Buttigigalith.
And I'm Val Flight Cub, the newest host of the network that brings you sex, torture, and centrism all in one place, BDSM-NSBC. Wait, let me try it again. It's hard. Wait.
Yeah, give me the run up again. We'll edit around this. Hi, I'm Pete Buttigigalith. Ha 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 ha. Val, who are you?
And I'm Val Flight Cub, the newest host of the network bringing you sex, torture, and centrism all in one place, BDSM-SNBC.
It's a really good name.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it. Oh. So sorry we missed last week. We all had a very important date with our friend and mutual partner Sonic.
Yes.
We are all involved in a polycule in which the only connecting tissue is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Mm-hmm. He gave us all promise rings.
Yeah.
So
Sonic has never fucked.
That's why he's always after those rings.
Yeah. Do you think the speed for him is like, you remember how, what was it? Remember how Kellogg invented cornflakes to keep himself from jerking off?
Yes.
Like, Kellogg's cornflakes were literally invented as, like, an anti-masturbation.
No, I know! And they weren't good. The brother of the guy who invented them added sugar to them to sell them to people. So imagine cornflakes, but not as sweet.
Anyways, that's what Sonic is doing. That's what Sonic's doing by running. He's just keeping he can't jerk off if he's running.
His hands are too busy at his sides.
Running.
Yeah, running.
Yeah. They're too busy splayed out behind him like Naruto.
That's why he's always wearing those gloves.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, we've cracked the code.
Hold on. Backing that logic up, what's the connection there? What's the connective tissue between Naruto running in Sonic's Mickey Mouse gloves?
Oh, no. It's not the connection between Naruto running and the gloves. He wears the gloves so that he can't jack off.
So that he can't jack off?
Yeah, because it's the chafing is too much.
Yeah, especially when you're going that fast with it.
Oh my god. He would just whittle it down.
Sonic the Hedgehog didn't start with a micro penis, but Lord knows he has one now.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, okay.
It's unfortunate, but it is true.
Just like taking shavings of it away. Like if you're whittling a knife out of a tree.
Do you ever see that? There's an Ask Reddit post that was like, what if cum was white instead of red?
No, that has to be fake.
No, it definitely was.
Anyways, I'm imagining Sonic just jerking off until his dick is like so small it's imperceptible, but extremely sharp. Like, did you see the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies?
Yes.
The first one at least.
Yes.
Do you remember how there's that, like, in the opening sequence, Sherlock and Watson are, like, fighting with the, it's not Moriarty, it's whatever his fucking name is, it's Mark Strong, and Mark Strong turns around and, like, has this, like, imperceptibly tiny blade in between his hands that he almost stabs Watson in the face with?
I don't remember that, no.
That's Sonic the Hedgehog's dick.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right. That does sound right. So that's why it's, how do hedgehogs have sex very carefully? That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not because of the other needles. It's because of the one.
No, it's not. The needles are... it's because of a needle.
It's because of one needle.
One needle, not the rest. Okay, so we had a date with Sonic, which is why we could... wrapping this all back around. We all had to have very careful sex with Sonic.
Yes.
And see his movie. So we were not able to convene for an episode.
And that's enough blaspheming.
More like blaspheming.
Oh, yeah.
He says got a blast, right?
No.
Or I'm definitely thinking of Jimmy Neutron.
You're thinking of Jimmy Neutron. Yeah. Sonic has to run. He's got to go fast.
He's got to go fast.
Gotta go blast.
Gotta go blast. Sonic the Hedgehog like, hey, you want to see me go run to that mountain and jerk off on top of it? Want to see me do it again? Oh, you know, in the airplane over the sea, semen stains the mountaintops. It's Sonic's nut. We're firing on all cylinders today. It's a weird recording time, but let's get into it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So we are recording this on the 23rd. You're probably hearing this on the 4th or 25th. So we are fresh on off the heels of Bernard is running, but more importantly than that, Bernard is winning.
Bernard is busting through.
What was hold on, I'm gonna pull up the final count.
I have it.
Oh, go for it.
The percentage or the vote count?
Yeah. Give me those percentages.
All right, so let me go from Michael Bennett to sneak up.
He's still in it?
Yeah.
I thought I dropped out at the same time Swalwell did.
He got 2 votes.
He got votes?
He got 2 votes.
Who are the motherfuckers that are like, well, who does Bennett appeal to?
I have no idea. There's probably a Michael Bennett and a Michelle Bennett who live in Nevada who are like, haha, let's vote for Michael Bennett. Because his name is like our name.
Yeah.
He got 2 votes. Andrew Yang got 2 votes. Tulsi Gabbard got 4. Anyway, so now to switch to percentages. Tom Steyer, 4.1%. Amy Klobuchar, 4.8%.
Just for a comparison point, how many votes did Tom Steyer get with that 4.1%?
310.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know what the scale we're working on is.
Oh, yeah.
But go on.
Yes. So Amy Klobuchar, 4.8%. Elizabeth Warren, 10.1%.
Clearing that 10% threshold. Or 15, it might be 15.
Yes. Pete Buttigieg, 15.3%.
Just barely clearing that 15% threshold.
Just barely. Joe Biden, 19.6%.
Oh, wow, Joe's got a pretty sizable lead over Pete. That's pretty good for him.
I suppose. It's about 300 votes. Bernie Sanders, 46%.
That seems a little high, considering none of the other candidates really broke into the 20s.
It seems high, and it is high, and Bernie Sanders fucking won.
It is high because the entire state of Nevada was absolutely blazed out of their mind celebrating the Bernie Sanders win.
Burn one.
Burn one for the Sandman. That's what I'm doing after this.
Fuck yeah.
You have to burn one for the Sandman in that you have to respect Bernie for winning, but also, and then also, you have to respect Sanders for winning, but you also have to respect Sandler for not getting an Oscar nomination.
There is a certain amount of respect that is needed to be sent towards Adam Sandler for not getting an Oscar nomination. I don't know if it's a positive amount, but there is an amount.
The thing is that, as much as we all love Uncut Gems, I think we need to be aware from the fact that, he threatened to make the worst movie he possibly could.
God.
Which is, when you consider how bad some of his unintentional worst movies are, if you look at, The Cobbler, for example, which is just that's a movie which is that's just filled to the brim with there's sexual assault, there's racism, there's homophobia, there's transphobia. Whatever you want, he's got it. So this is gonna be Adam Sandler's gonna walk on set with just 6 different colors of faces he has painted himself to be as racist as possible. It's like the exact polar opposite of the human being from Community, where it's just everything. It's just going to be the most racist thing he can possibly imagine.
Horrible.
And then he's gonna say, "I'm funny gay." I hope if he does follow through, it's just something that's an affront to my senses as opposed to my sensibilities. I don't think Jack and Jill was a particularly. I'm sure Jack and Jill had some of that funny, edgy comedy, but it doesn't seem like the movie to be like that. It does have the funny Al Pacino Dunkachino thing, which I've had stuck in my head all month.
What?
Are you not familiar with the Dunkachino thing?
I would not say I'm familiar with any part of Jack and Jill, no.
There is a scene in Jack and Jill in which Al Pacino shows up in a Dunkin' Donuts. It's like a commercial within the movie. It's a fake commercial, but he walks into the Dunkin' Donuts and they're like, "Whoa, Al Pacino!" And they're and he's like, "No, my name's Dunk now, Dunkachino." And he's like, "That's right." And then he starts doing a rap about the new Dunkin' Donuts Dunkachino.
Oh my god.
It's really fucking funny.
That is horrible. That is truly bad.
Say hello to my chocolate friend.
No, thank you, Al. I mean, Dunk.
It's great. Anyways, so yeah, Toke went out in respect for the Sandman. Sanders winning.
Pass the Democratic nominee to the left-hand side.
The bull still Bernie's.
Hey!
Hold on. Let me do the slow caliber verse. The bull still Bernie's.
Video games.
Video games?
So, while we're on the topic of presidential nominees.
Yes.
I would just like to just kind of highlight one particular one who was not on the ballot in Nevada, apparently, probably, according to my sources, who was in the debate. His name is Michael Bloomberg.
Michael Bloomberg?
Michael Bloomberg.
Actually, sorry, before we get into Michael Bloomberg,
yes.
I just want to jump back and say that Pete Butterball is up on the national stage being like, hey, we need to recount Nevada, which is very funny because, I mean, there were some reports that early polling was not as accurate as they would have liked it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was definitely some weird stuff there, but, like, the thing he is just, like, decrying is, like, this is an affront. Like, he is, like, basically saying I should be closer to second place because there's no way he can there is no way that a polling error accounts for the gap between him and Bernard.
Yeah. They probably just accidentally counted all of Bernard's votes twice, and that's why he has twice as many as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even twice. If you knew, you would need to literally triple Pete's numbers to get Bernie's.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's true. Oh my god. Yeah, also in his concession speech, apparently Pete Buttigieg said that Bernie Sanders does not have a broad coalition.
He keeps talking about Bernie's dark money, which is just like
dark money.
It's
literally the Sunshine Group or whatever they're called.
Yeah, there's another one that's like it is a POC based on but not like
it's a nurses union.
It's a grassroots one as opposed to like just being like astroturfed by billionaires like every other POC is.
He also
except for one POC, the Tumen POC. Get it like Tupac?
Yep. No, I like it. It was a funny joke and I'm laughing. So
I can hear that.
So speaking of broad coalition too. So Pete won 2% of the black vote and 11% of the Latino vote. Bernie Sanders won 26% of the black vote and 51% of the Latino vote and a majority of the Nevada women voters.
That's a staggering amount.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Pete and black voters, can we talk about the fact that he said, hey, Keegan-Michael Key's going to vote for me, and Keegan-Michael Key was like...
Oh my god.
No?
Yeah, he was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because and it's not the first time that Pete's done this. Do you think it'll be the last?
Oh, definitely not. You remember that thing from the end of last year where he was like, hey, here's a list of a bunch of black voters from South Bend who love me, and then there were a bunch of black voters were like, I definitely didn't say yes to that or to my name being on that list.
Yeah, I do not agree with that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, it is wild how little like non-white people, like affronts to non-white people matter so little to these campaigns. Mm-hmm. Like the Elizabeth Warren, like I don't understand how Elizabeth Warren's campaign was not torpedoed from the start with the Native American thing from, what was it, 2018?
Yeah, I have no idea because it's not like it was a one-off thing. It's not like it was a small. Like, she made a comment once about how she has an affinity to Native Americans or something. She straight up claimed to be Native American.
Yeah.
For decades.
And also absolutely rising to the bait. Like, Trump said jump, she said how high. Just eating that fucking Trump bait.
Yeah. Her own little birtherism moment.
Yep.
Yeah, she was Harvard's first woman of color professor. Yeah. Yeah.
But I only bring that up because like the amount of times Pete has like fucked over, and like I know this is not really a shocker, but just, you know, this entire election has just been like bad things that you knew were bad laid as bare as possible with like the way Pete has just routinely fucked over his entire black constituency, and it's just literally not a talking point.
Yeah.
Like, no one brings it up. Everyone's like, I'm going to talk a little bit later about like the bevy of things that they are trying to get stick to Bernie right now. But like it is unfathomable, and none of these people like can make it to the camp. Like, I don't understand how we are running not one but two people who have like multiple sexual misconduct claims laid at their feet. And Bloomberg's at 64, I think.
Yeah. Yes. 64.
But I'm sure it's completely fine and doesn't anything.
Yeah.
But speaking of Bloomberg.
Yeah. So blue checkmark on debate night said, Bloomberg calm and not scrapping space, period. Smart to go high. And this was in regards to the fact that he was just getting his complete ass handed to him
I mean, that's what I would also be posting if I was fucking blasted, like flavor blasted out of my mind watching the debates, like to go high. Like, yeah, that's true. That the only way to watch those debates is stoned out of your mind.
Yeah, and I guess if you watched it with the sound off, it looked like, you know, he was being calm and not getting upset. But if you listen to anything that was being said, everyone was just like, Michael Bloomberg is the worst. Here's why. But so I thought it was funny that she said Bloombev, and she has not deleted that post. So
yeah, you also did some deep Bloombev dives, didn't you?
Well, not exactly the deepest dives, but I have some info, some more things about his campaign that I would like to talk about, which is that Donald Trump was doing a rally, I believe, in a location. And you don't come to this podcast for your news. Anyway, Bloomberg's team bought some billboards to quote-unquote troll Trump during these appearances. And let me just read them to you. And
all right, I worked out my abs yesterday. I got to steal them real quick because I'm sure there's going to be some gut busters.
Yes.
Are they better or worse than the ads that like depicted Trump as being bad at video games by saying like he picks this character in Overwatch from 2 years ago?
Wow, I've never seen that, but I would like to.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it for you. Here we go. Donald Trump mains Hanzo and complains about team comp in group chat. Trump is not a team player.com. So I want to head over to trumpisnotateamplayer.com.
Wow.
See if they still have that domain. They do not.
Wow. That didn't go well for them?
Completely blanked out website.
Well, this is
go on.
This is exactly that caliber. So these are very epic wins.
All right, I'm ready for the epic.
Donald Trump's wall fell over. That's all it says.
Okay.
Which is an epic reference to. So the next one says. The next one says, Donald Trump lost the popular vote. Mike Bloomberg won the popular vote in 3 consecutive elections. So here's why that one's stupid. Besides the fact that it was 3 years ago. It was 4 years ago, if you count it by the years and not time. Yes, he lost the popular vote in the national election. Mike Bloomberg, who won the popular vote in 3 consecutive elections, did not win the national popular vote. He won whatever he was running for as mayor or whatever the fuck. Which is, I would say, probably easier.
Yeah, mayor of NYC. I wouldn't say it's easy to be a mayor of NYC, but at the same time, like if De Blasio can do it, and if this motherfucker can do it, I guess.
Yeah.
Rudy Giuliani was the 9/11 mayor, and he seems to have worked out just fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Former mayors of NYC have never done anything bad in our politics.
They've never done anything effective. No, they have.
That's true.
Bloomberg effectively ruined the lives of a lot of people.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks to all of the stop and frisk and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, have you seen this man? Have you seen all of the fucking just absolutely bigoted shit that keeps coming out of his mouth? That is like,
oh my god,
this is something I would expect out of a politician from like the 2000s, maybe like the 90s. Like he is caught saying this stuff like within the past like 2 years. Like he, as recently as 2019, I'm pretty sure I saw an article saying that he was on a recording as referring to trans people as it.
Yeah, talking about how people in the heartland don't understand transism, so we couldn't.
There was that, but that was from like 2016 or 2015. That's super old news, of course, and not relevant whatsoever.
Oh, he's changed. He's a changed man.
Yeah, he's changed
now.
Because in 2018 he called trans women it.
Great. What's good about that is he will die. It's not a threat.
How old is Michael Bloomberg again?
He's 78. He's the same age as Bernie Sanders, but he's evil, so his core is rotted.
Sure.
Okay. The next billboard. Donald Trump went broke running a casino. So this is a popular one that people like to say that like Donald Trump is a big fail because he went broke running a casino where like the house always wins, blah, blah, blah. Apparently it's actually not easy to run a casino. So like, not that I'm like simping for Trump or whatever, but like this is a stupid ad that means nothing to the people that like him and
Yeah.
The people that don't like him have already heard it.
Yeah, it's just he couldn't even run a casino kind of thing. It's the same people who try to own him for dodging the draft. Not the exact same, but it has a similar vibe to people who try to own him for dodging the draft. Like that's not the one good thing he's ever done in his life. Not for
Right.
any political reasons. It was just that he didn't want to get shot.
And like people have already he has already addressed it, and like people that like him are not going to be persuaded by well, that is kind of a loser thing to do, Donald.
Yeah.
Anyway, next one, Donald Trump cheats at golf, and then it has a subtitle of Mike Bloomberg doesn't. So why did you have to tell us that part? Did we?
You've never done a gimme? Never fudge a number to get a little bit closer to par, Mikey?
Yeah, come on.
Also fucking rich to bring up golf on this billboard. One of the most popular images on the internet right now is a photo of him. It's him, it's Trump, it's I want to say Mayor Rudy and
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Maybe don't remind them that you both play golf.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has declared bankruptcy 6 times. Again, who give a shit?
Yeah.
Because in the Republican debates in 2016 trying to get the nomination, he mentioned that and was like, yeah, it makes me a smart businessman. So you're welcome.
It rules how declaring bankruptcy is just a thing you can manipulate into having more money and not I don't declaring bankruptcy is probably a pretty complex thing. I'm not even prepared to offer my full thoughts on it, but I think it's probably good that it exists, but also I think you shouldn't be able to do it a bunch of times in a row.
Yeah, just because you decide you don't want to pay your bills anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you say, and then people are like, hey, you owe us thousands and thousands of dollars, and you're just like, oh, I'm sorry, but I have no money.
I'm a baby.
The government says, well, that sucks.
I can pay you in blocks.
Oh, I wish I got paid in blocks. Remember that ad?
Yes. Nobody pays me income.
So what's the next billboard say? Hit me with it. I'm ready. My gut has been steeled. I've been keeping the laughs in, but believe you me, I have kept many a laugh inside.
This is the last one, and you are going to shit. You will not believe how...
I did take a dump before we did this podcast, but if I empty my bowels into my computer chair, I'm going to be very upset with it. I'm upset with you, really.
I mean, it's not going to be my fault. It's going to be Bloomberg's fault, because you're going to shit.
All right. I'm drafting an invoice for a new computer chair to Michael Bloomberg.
This one says...
Hold on. Let me just... too stinky, full of turds...
is this your business justification for a new
low
chair?
Quality lumbar support? Really, just absolute stuff to the brim with doo-doo. Okay, go on.
Okay, now that we're prepared.
Okay.
Donald Trump
eats
burnt steak. Got him!
Mr. Bloomberg, my letter is in the mail.
Got him!
My invoice is in the mail, sir.
The subtitle for this one is, of course, Mike Bloomberg likes his medium rare. Which is not... if you're going to be cool about your steak, I don't know that medium rare is the most manly. Not that I care about... Not that I would want a presidential candidate to be manly or whatever, but if you're going to go after somebody for eating burnt steak, maybe say Bloomberg likes his rare. It's just more normal and
I don't know what normal steak is. I ate my steak well done for a while. I don't now. I definitely go for a medium rare.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I'm a very bad barometer of what is a cool guy's version of steak. Cool guys just eat it bleeding.
Yeah, I mean the cool guy version of it. Not that we're cool guys, but we're cool. But when I eat an Impossible Burger, it's still pink on the inside most of the time. So that is relevant to what we were talking about. No, but that's the cool thing.
I have ruined my computer chair. I hope you're happy.
The cool guy thing is I eat mine was still mooing. Bleh. So if you're going to be a counter to Donald Trump, I guess it's him trying to be I'm normal and I'm a regular
billionaire.
Reasonable billionaire.
I am don't worry, I am just as everything-ist and phobic as Trump is. But I look better doing it, and I'm not as chaotic.
Yep. I'm predictably racist and terrible.
You You can monitor my racism on a point-by-point graph. In my head, correlation is very much causation. It's just like an absolute wall of dots spanning the entire graph. Just like a perfect grid in which you could like play that game where you like connect one dot to another and make squares.
Yes. Yeah, it's exactly that. And then, so my last two things to wrap up the election coverage, if we will, is I just like went on Twitter to see what else there was, and these two tweets were one after another in my feed. Somebody quote tweeting himself. He had written, "If Bernie sweeps Nevada without anyone else hitting the 15% threshold, then I will post hog," and then retweeting it with, "This may have been a mistake." And then somebody just said, this is a Twitter user @tinybaby, "I think the most important thing to remember when this is all over, no matter what happens, is the names of people who gave any support to Michael Bloomberg."
Very important we keep that ledger.
Yeah, that's the most important thing to remember.
Yeah. You want to hear about some good politics, but also some bad?
I would love to.
So we're taking a quick step across the border. We're going to have some more in-depth stuff on this. We're going to try and get at least one Canadian on for some more first-hand news of this. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of us are on the front lines of this, but maybe they are. I don't know what everyone does for their protesting.
I'm not involved, yeah.
So we're heading up to Canada to take a look at the Wet'suwet'en pipeline protests. I actually went to a solidarity protest in Rochester last week. It was pretty cool. There was a surprisingly a turnout higher than I expected. It's really cool to see solidarity from not even within the same country.
Yeah. Was that the picture of you T-posing? Was that where that came from?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was me T-posing as an Antifa silly soldier.
I thought that was just a very epic picture, and I didn't even have the context.
No. I was getting ready to protest.
I was like, there she is.
Yep. But enough about what I have done. Mm-hmm. The Wet'suwet'en, I think we already talked about there being there have been reports of a full rail shutdown for the transporting of goods across the border. Mm-hmm. Or not across the border, sorry. Within Canada, their transcontinental railways have been shut down by protests.
I think the last that we had talked about it on the podcast, they were preparing to do that. And so now they officially have, and it started.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So a couple updates on that. For one, Coastal GasLink tried to just apply for hey, can we just say fuck these dudes and build through it? And the BC Environmental Assessment Office was like, no. So now they're trying to Coastal GasLink is like, hey, you have to work with us to get this done. And now even everyone's the Prime Minister of Racism himself, Justin Trudeau, Mr. Blackface, they're calling him. Mm-hmm. There's a really good joke here somewhere, I'm sure, about that really famous skiing mountain that's called Whiteface, but you ski down Trudeau's face because, and you're like, damn, this sucks because it's the blackface.
Brown.
Anyways, sorry, yes, thank you, brownface. I apologize. Justin Trudeau said in a speech, "The situation as it currently stands is unacceptable and untenable," the Prime Minister said on Friday afternoon. "Canadians have been patient. Our government has been patient, but it has been 2 weeks and the barricades need to come down now." Wow, 2 weeks?
Oh.
Damn, dude, they've been I gotta admit, they have really been just getting all up in your gully work for 2 whole weeks. Damn, that's brutal. I guess they should just step aside and let you absolutely cannibalize what's left of the unceded native land in Canada in order to drive your shitty fucking pipeline through it that will kill people inevitably and ruin the land. Because that's what happened with Dakota Access here. That's what happened with Keystone here. That's what will happen in Canada.
Yeah. But it's been, they've done their damage, and now it's Canada's turn.
2 whole weeks.
2 weeks.
That's a fortnight.
It's a long time.
You can play one whole game of Fortnite in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe how long it takes to play that video game.
Yeah, it's incredible that it's as popular as it is.
Yeah.
And I guess so we'll have more about that going forward. But these protests are great. The RCMP has been instructed at points to back off is great. I'm gonna really recommend the I can never remember the name of the Canada politics podcast that Alex is always talking about. I believe it's the Alberta Advantage. They've been doing coverage of this, and if you want, we will definitely be talking more about this. But if you want some of that information, like right now, head over to the Alberta Advantage. They should be able to help you out at least somewhat.
Heck yeah.
I hope the Skoden podcast is another Canadian podcast. I hope they have an episode about that. I'd like to hear what they have to say, because that is like an indigenous podcast that is like run and created by indigenous and indigenous, and I'd like to hear more of it.
Very cool.
But yeah, so back down here, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about the countless controversies that the liberal media has been trying to get to stick to Bernie with, like, they are just like throwing it at him and it's just kind of sliding off.
Yeah.
The spaghetti is not sticking to the wall. You got to cook this spaghetti more. But the thing is, they don't have the time to cook a whole spaghetti,
nope.
And they keep just throwing fistfuls of pasta at Bernie. So the spaghetti is getting worse and worse.
Well, he's never been vetted, so.
Yeah, he's never been vetted. He's not like he's been in a constant state of being vetted for the last, 5 years, 6 years?
For 30 years? No.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's some controversies that Bernie has been at the center of.
Okay.
The Warren controversy, which I'm not going to get too much into, from, I think it was in January, I think, probably. We talked about it. The whole handshake bullshit.
The handshake.
He has too many houses, which, I mean, two of them are out of necessity. He needs a place to stay when he is literally being a senator, and he needs a place to stay while he's not being a senator at his home. He does have a summer home, and I don't want to hem and haw about if it's big enough or not. It's like, that's a fair critique, in my opinion, to have. Summer homes, I at least leave a question mark, but at the same time, it's just like, compared to it's always being brought up in comparison to how rich everyone else is, whereas I think he is the second like least wealthy person currently in the race. Like Buttigieg's net worth is about $100,000.
His husband is a millionaire, but yes,
a couple of million. Wait, I'm sorry. What?
I'm pretty sure Chasten Buttigieg is a millionaire.
Hold on.
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg is worth $100,000. Chasten Buttigieg is worth other money.
Okay. Yeah, I can't find a source on that, so I am going to recommend walking that claim back about Chasen being a millionaire. But it is still just like $100,000 is still like. Can you imagine in 10 years from now? Because in 10 years from now, you'll be about the same age as Peter. Can you imagine having $100,000 by then?
No.
Like, I know there's a decade between now and then, but I literally cannot imagine somehow having a net worth of $100,000 now.
Oh, you know what I'm looking at? It was
what are you looking at?
Celebrity net worth website just says his net worth is $8 million.
Yeah, that's an extremely accurate website.
Yeah.
That website comes up every once in a while, and it goes around Twitter, and it's never
I don't take back anything that I've said. No, but yeah. So his mayoral salary was $112,000 or something.
So Bernie is the second, as far as people in this race go. I don't actually know Elizabeth Warren's net worth off the top of my head. Let me look that up.
But the thing about, so the point in pointing out how rich
Elizabeth Warren and her husband are worth an estimated $12 million.
Okay, all right. Well,
but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, the thing about the point of pointing out when somebody is really rich like that and is claiming to be a socialist is to illustrate the hypocrisy. But we don't have to go off of what he says and what his lifestyle is to understand what kind of politician Bernie Sanders is, because he has a political history of showing that he is for the Democratic Socialist policies that he says that he is about.
But he has 3 houses. he has a copy of Fire Emblem, 3 houses.
Yeah, that's a good point. So it's just
Bernie sided with Edelgard, and as such, we must execute him.
It's just like, yes, he has 3 houses, but Mike Bloomberg could buy all of the NBA and still be a billionaire.
Yeah. A couple other things is that pretty recently, we've been seeing an uptick in the number of stories crying about Bernie bros, and like I don't want to sound like there are not toxic people in the left community. Like, like I have made my issues with people such as, you know, Nick Mullen and like from time to time Virgil, whatever his face is from Chapo. Like there are some genuine shitbags in the community that are just like that, you know, and like, you know, like the Red Scare people, for example. Right. Like there are shitheads in this community, and I worry occasionally that this Bernie bro stuff is turning into like just like something that we can't really discuss without it turning into ludicrousness of that stuff. But at the same time, it's also like that's not the shit that people are coming for that when they're bringing it up. It's just like it's people saying, hey, fuck you, Mike Bloomberg, on Twitter. And not like
there was literally a tweet that Mike Bloomberg featured in one of his ads about Bernie bros and like the toxicity coming from Bernie supporters, where somebody was like, do not say anything positive about Mike Bloomberg in my space. I will not tolerate anything positive about Bloomberg. I will bash him until, like, for the rest of my days in Minecraft. And he put that tweet in his ad, but, like, blurred out the part that said in Minecraft.
Did you see the other one where there was a Twitter thread going around a couple like last week from someone who was like, if I was in the middle of a depressive episode, I know which candidate I would want, Elizabeth Warren.
Oh my god!
And someone quote tweeted it with, I'm literally having a depressive episode right now, and I am full Bernie or bust, so fuck you. And they cut off the part that says I'm literally in a depressive episode right now, and just put the part where it says I'm Bernie or bust, so fuck you.
Oh, come on.
There is the thing about this is that there is actual stuff to pick at here, not from Bloomberg's perspective, of course, but they're just doing I think Coolsville sucks to everyone.
Yeah. Seriously.
Oh God. And then lastly, the most recent one is that he's unhealthy. Bernie is unhealthy because
he's secretive too.
Yeah, he did have that heart attack last year. And now, the clean bill of health that his doctor, who is the person who provided him a checkup that gave him a clean bill of health, is also the same doctor who provides those checkups for a good number of people in the Senate. There are Senate hired physicians to take care of that. So I guess apparently that person that is a dirty, diehard Bernie bro, and is just lying about Bernie's clean bill of health.
And also the two other people that provided summaries of his health, because he has 3 letters from 3 doctors saying that he's fine.
Yeah.
This is not picture of perfect health signed Donald Trump crossed out, but with a Dr. Randy whatever the fuck name. Like,
yeah,
he has released his medical records. People are like, why hasn't he
They want a composite breakdown of every single thing that the doctor said to him. Like,
they want a printout of his X-rays.
Bernie plummets in the polls after being forced to release doctor's note for prescription anti-gas medication.
Right? And people are like, do you think it would be a good idea to, like, establish the precedent that any person running for president has to release their full medical records and history? And, like, so many people are like, fucking no, of course not. What the fuck?
Seems like a great precedent to set for me.
Yeah, like,
the president is built on precedents. That's my new campaign slogan.
Just like, can't imagine how that would ever backfire on somebody who has a managed mental disability or condition, or somebody who had an abortion in the past, or somebody who fucking has maximum strength anti-gas pills. Like, literally, we don't need to know that. No. We had a president with polio, and a lot of people didn't know at all.
We literally had a president with polio! He fooled the entire country into thinking he didn't have polio!
And he kicked ass as a president, mostly. Don't quote me on that, but he was pretty good, I think.
I feel like he's, like, genuinely looked at as, like, our least harmful president in, like, an office that was literally designed for harming and hurting.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm sure it's probably nothing. Bernie has 12 heart attacks a day. He has paper bones, and he has paper skin and glass bones, and every time getting out of bed in the morning, he breaks every bone in his body.
That's why he's always yelling, is because he's screaming in pain, and all of the bones that he's breaking all the time.
It's like that one Tales Got Trolled comic where Shadow is like in the hyperbolic time chamber and just breaks all of his bones over and over again until they harden into like a perfect super bone, and then he just like only can move by breaking all of his bones. Tales Got
like
Trolled
that.
is a masterpiece. Anyways, I'm really excited to see what do you think. What do you think the next piece of spaghetti they're going to try and stick to Bernard's bald head is going to be?
I mean, honestly, like, I think we have just scratched the surface of Bernie Sanders is around too many anti-Semites.
Yeah.
Like, that's my prediction.
My only hope is that, like, Israel has gotten so, like plain-facedly involved lately that they can't really hide behind that anymore. Like, the thing that Ilhan Omar said that set off that entire explosion of fake outrage, like, that's literally just been confirmed over and over again. Like, I think if you wanted to, like, look it up, you could find, like, at least 5 confirmed instances in which the official Israel Twitter account confirmed that they were doing exactly what Ilhan's accused them of.
Yeah.
And, like, stating it proudly.
Yeah. And
were his parents not literally Holocaust survivors?
Oh, so I looked this up after our last episode. His dad moved from Poland when he was 17. When his dad was 17 or 19. To avoid the Holocaust, basically. Okay. And all of his family, or like a lot of his family, were killed in Poland. And his mom was born in New York. Okay. So they lived through that period of time, and they were Jewish people in that time, and like his dad was affected directly by it. But like in that way that they are, but
right, sure. Yeah. But like members of Bernie's family have been like victims of the Holocaust.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, he's leading the charge in anti-Semitism. Well, that's going to do it from what I've got this week. Do you have any shout-outs or anything to holler about?
Nope.
So, yeah, that's going to do it for this week's episode. No, it's not. Because just kidding, motherfuckers. We still have Lightbringers.
Do you have one?
My recommendation this week is going to be an anime that I finished watching about maybe a month and a half ago. I may have already recommended it on here. So Val, if you know, and I have, stop me. Have I recommended Anohana in the past? Has that been a Lightbringer?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So Anohana is an anime that is about these 6 kids who are all best friends with each other, and one day one of them dies really tragically. We fast forward 5 years, these kids have all never really processed that grief, and all of a sudden the ghost of the girl who died starts showing up to one of the 6, now 5 kids. Oh. And now they're all like, what the fuck, what's happening? We have to process this grief and trauma and work it all out. And it made me cry like a baby. Even just talking about it now is making me ever so slightly choked up, because I liked it. It's a really good show. It's really funny. It's really sweet. I do want to give a corollary that there is a really weird, a small and weird horny thing that happens in the 2nd episode and one in the 3rd episode that do not set the tone for the rest of the series, but they are extant, and I just wanted to give a heads up because when I was watching it, I got to those 3 episodes and I was like, oh, I don't think I want to keep watching this, but then I kept watching. It was really, but if that's a no-go for you, I completely understand.
All right. My Lightbringer recommendation today is going to be, so today is the 23rd that we're recording. February 18th was Scott Matt's birthday, and he makes music under the SoundCloud Caper Kylie Music. And he has a lot of good songs, and I'm an idiot because I haven't clicked on any of the links yet to listen to them, but I'm going to recommend that other people do that, and maybe, buy one of his songs for, a little cash-a-rooney, because it's his birthday.
Time for a little cash-a-rooney. That's the sound of you opening up paypal.com/whatever Matt's PayPal is.
Yes. But yeah, I'm going to go, listen to his songs now, because, like my friend Matt, good guy.
We have no choice but to stand.
We have no choice.
That's going to do it for this week's episode of Anchors and Just Pokemon Going to Die. Not a threat, just a fact. Thank you very much to you for listening. If you want to find us elsewhere, we are HKIPG everywhere. That is Twitter, that is Tumblr, that is Gmail, that is Facebook. that is possibly most importantly Patreon. Patreon.com/HKIP, where you can support us. $1 a month gets you access to any and all bonus content we put out. $5 a month you name right on the podcast and a special status in Discord. $10 a month gets you an even more special status in the Discord and the ability to listen live. Like we have, I don't think anyone's doing that now, but that's just recording time. We're recording.
They could though.
You could be though. You could be the first. Next time we have a 3 p.m. on Sunday episode. Tune in. So thank you very much to your Sapphic Minecraft bee wife, Burgermeister, Pregnant Seinfeld, David Besser, Alex Schaup, Patrick Van Brunt, Alex H., Jacob Sears, Neve Noel Williams, Wynn, Bryce, A Sexual Fish Tank, Ashinu, Alex Hoot, Maximilian Rower, Tufster McGee, Bryant, Nick Clarkson, Jane Wick, Destry Hawk, Pierre the Disaster, The Tallest Jew, Non-Binary with Left Beef, Summer Geist, Dijon A's, Chaz Goblin, and Paul Blart, Fleshcart. I gotta say, your Sapphic Minecraft bee wife might enter my annals of favorite names to say on this podcast alongside Pregnant Seinfeld and Paul Blart Fleshcart. So thank you very much.
It's pretty good.
Thank you very much, your Sapphic Minecraft bee wife. Thank you also very much to Reddit user Bisexual Punch Party for maintaining the Reddit that we have, reddit.com/r/HKIPGTD. Never go on Reddit, but if you must, reddit.com/r/HKIPGTD. If you want, thank you very much to Matt of the GameCube for owning Noisepace.xyz, which hosts this and a bevy of other podcasts, including my podcast Fear Baiting, which is about horror movies, or my other podcast, The Wonder Years, where me and two of my friends talk about Animorphs for a while. And if you want to find me, I'm on those podcasts and also on Twitter at SunHatZhenya. SunHatZhenya.
Yes.
I think that's everything. Val, where can people find you?
They can find me on twitter.com/FlightCub. It's Flight Cub with an extra B, which stands for BDSMSNBC.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for listening to this week's edition of Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, Not a Threat.
Just a fact.
Memento Pokemori.
Memento Pokemori.